Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 19th of October. India celebrates Festival of Lights Diwali with fervor and gaiety. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif indicted in corruption charges. And US Secretary of State Tillerson says US holds Myanmar military accountable for Rohingya crisis. And now for all the details. India on Thursday celebrated Hindu festival of lights Diwali with fervor and gaiety. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated the day with security troops posted in the forward area in Gurez Valley along the line of control in northern Jammu and Kashmir province.
As India celebrated the Hindu festival of lights Diwali on Thursday, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated the festival with the soldiers of Indian Army and Paramilitary Border Security Forces or BSF in Gurez Valley along the line of control in northern Jammu and Kashmir province. This is the fourth successive Diwali that the Prime Minister has celebrated with soldiers on the border. Prime Minister Modi met Indian troops and conveyed that his government is committed to welfare and betterment of armed forces in every possible way.
तो मैं भी एक इंसान हूं, जैसे आपका मन करता है मेरा भी मन करता है, और मेरा भी मन करता है दिवाली परिवार के साथ बिताऊं, और इसीलिए मैं आपके बीच आया हूं क्योंकि आप मेरे परिवार के हैं, आप ही मेरा परिवार है, और इसलिए मेरे अपने परिवार के बीच दीपावली मनाना, उनकी खुशियों में शरीक होना.
Meanwhile, India's paramilitary BSF personnel exchanged sweets with their Pakistani counterparts to mark the festival of lights Diwali on Thursday. BSF personnel and Pakistan Rangers shook hands as they exchanged sweets at Atari border in India's northern Punjab province bordering Pakistan.
BSF जो कि फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस है, BSF की तरफ से दीपावली के ऊपर पूरे देशवासियों को शुभकामनाएं. और इस ओकेजन पे BSF ने पाक रेंजर्स को स्वीट्स प्रदान की और उनकी तरफ से भी हमें स्वीट्स दी.
Meanwhile, residents across India celebrated Diwali with great fervor and gaiety. They decorated their house illuminating lights, lighting earthen lamps. Diwali marks the return of Hindu god Lord Rama to Ayodhya in northern India after he defeated Ravana, the powerful king of Lanka. Diwali is also celebrated in honor of Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth and prosperity. It is believed that Lakshmi showers her blessings upon those homes that are clean and well lit.
In news from Pakistan, an accountability court on Thursday indicted Pakistan's ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, his daughter and son-in-law in a corruption reference filed against them.
Pakistan's ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, his daughter Maryam Nawaz and son-in-law retired Captain Mohammad Safdar were on Thursday indicted by an accountability court in a corruption case. The court announced the order as Maryam and Safdar appeared before the court. However, Nawaz Sharif, who is presently in London, did not appear for the proceedings. The accountability court had earlier dismissed separate pleas by the Sharif family to suspend proceedings and halt their indictment. The court has been hearing a total of 3 corruption references against the Sharif family filed by National Accountability Bureau after the Supreme Court's judgment in the Panama Papers case. Thursday's indictment is in connection to London properties reference, reports suggested.
Pakistan Army on Wednesday said that newly installed fence and guard posts along the border with Afghanistan will help prevent militant attacks. Pakistan plans to fence up the frontier, which has traditionally remained an open border.
A senior Pakistan Army official on Wednesday unveiled the border fence that will stretch for hundreds of miles along the boundary with Afghanistan. Pakistan is betting that a pair of 9-foot chicken wire fences topped with barbed wire will stop incursions by Islamist militants from Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the stepped-up fortifications have angered Kabul, which does not recognize the frontier as an international border.
It is an epoch shift in the border control management system of Pakistan and Afghanistan. As you all very well know, ladies and gentlemen, this border has remained traditionally an open border. And it had always been the intention of government of Pakistan to control it, and this was the time to do it.
Pakistan plans to fence up most of the 1,500-mile frontier, despite Kabul's protest that the barrier would divide families and friends along the Pashtun tribal belt straddling the Durand line.
By December 2018 is going to be as follows. Number one, most of the area which is crossable, which is more critical, sensitive from our point of view, from Afghans, our brothers' point of view, where the control is lax from their side, is going to be completely fenced.
Pakistan's military estimates that it will need about $532 million for the project. The move comes 2 months after US President Donald Trump, while unveiling his new strategy for Afghanistan and South Asia, singled out Pakistan for not doing enough to tackle militancy.
News Justin, the Taliban launched a major attack on an army base in southern Kandahar province on Thursday. According to security officials, 43 soldiers were killed and several injured in the attack. Moving on, the Human Rights Institution of Afghanistan, in a reaction to recent Taliban attacks in the country, where dozens of civilians and military personnel have lost their lives, called the act as war crimes.
Dozens of civilians and military personnel have lost their lives and dozens more wounded in several attacks by Taliban in Afghanistan's Farah, Ghazni and Paktia provinces. The Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, or AIHRC, in a reaction on Wednesday, said these attacks are counted as war crimes. The CEO of the commission, Musa Mahmoodi, said the recent attacks by the Taliban show they have no respect for civilian lives.
یک عمل جنایتکارانه است، نقض فاحش حقوق بشری است و میتونه مصداق جرایم جنگی در کشور باشه.
Meanwhile, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, along with other senior government officials, family and friends on Wednesday, attended the burial ceremony of Torialai Abdiani, the police chief of Eastern Paktia province. Speaking at the ceremony, Ghani said that Adhyani and the police soldiers killed in the attack are real heroes and their sacrifice will never be forgotten. Adhyani was one among those killed in Tuesday's deadly attack on the police headquarters in Garde city. Over 40 people were killed in the coordinated attack claimed by the Taliban.
Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has said that Washington was extraordinarily concerned about the Rohingya crisis. He held military leadership accountable for it.
US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said on Wednesday that the United States was extraordinarily concerned by what was happening to Myanmar's Rohingya minority. Tillerson held Myanmar's military leadership accountable for the Rohingya crisis. He made the statement to Washington's Center for Strategic and International Studies think tank.
I've been in contact with Aung San Suu Kyi, the leader of the civilian side of the government. As you know, this is a power-sharing government that has emerged in Burma. We really hold the military leadership accountable for what's happening with the Rohingya area. What's most important to us is that the world can't just stand idly by and be witness to the atrocities that are being reported in the area.
Meanwhile, the United Nations is yet to decide if violence against Rohingyas in Myanmar constitutes genocide. Senior official at the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, or OHCHR, said on Wednesday. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Zeid Ra'ad Al Hussein, has called the situation a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. No such word as genocide has been used by him.
We are yet looking at the legal boundaries of that. So at the moment, it has been described as what seems like a textbook example of ethnic cleansing by the High Commissioner. It could meet the boundaries, but we haven't yet made that legal determination at OHCHR.
According to UN officials, some 582,000 Rohingyas are now known to have fled to Bangladesh and elsewhere since violence erupted in August 25 in Myanmar's Rakhine province.
With the famous Buffalo Carnival approaching in India's southern Hyderabad city, a bull weighing over 3,000 pounds is all set to participate in the contest. The festival is celebrated annually a day after Hindu festival of lights, Diwali, by the Yadav community in the city.
A bull weighing around 3,307 pounds, named Shehenshah, is all set to be the star of the famous Buffalo Carnival, Sadar, this year in India's southern Hyderabad city. Sadar festival is celebrated annually by the Yadav community of Hyderabad city on the next day of Diwali, the festival of lights. The almost 5-year-old bull consumes 40 litres of milk, 100 apples and 11 pounds of dry fruits per day and has 4 caretakers.
आज इस बार हम शहनशाह बोल के ये शहनशाह युवराज से भी अच्छा थोड़ा क्वालिटी से है, सो शहनशाह को हम ये बार सदर में इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं.
As part of Sadar festival, bovines are adorned with garlands of flowers and their horns painted before they are paraded. At the end of the festival, a winner is picked after being judged on several criteria like the acrobatics performed by the animal and its owner. Back in 2015, a bull named Yuvraj, weighing 1.5 ton and over 5 feet 9 inches in height, was the winner.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India celebrates Festival of Lights Diwali with fervor and gaiety. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif indicted in corruption charges. And US Secretary of State Tillerson says US holds Myanmar military accountable for Rohingya crisis. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.